I never thought we'd have a twist ending worse than The Last Jedi's, but in 2019, it's happened. Glass, directed once again by M. Night Shyamalan, and is the third and final installment in Shyamalan's Unbreakable trilogy from 2000 to 2019. So Glass tells the story taking place after the events of Split, where David Dunn, played by Bruce Willis from Unbreakable, and Kevin from Split, played by James McAvoy, are captured and placed in this mental asylum with Dr. Ellie, played by Sarah Paulson, and she makes it her mission to convince these two that they are not superheroes, as they are possessed into thinking, while at the same time they meet a third mentally possessed superhero, Elijah, or as he calls himself, Mr. Glass, played by Samuel L. frickin' Jackson. As for my thoughts on the first two movies in the trilogy, I did review Split in 2017 at the time of its release, if you wanted to check it out on my 2017 reviews playlist, but I was super satisfied with that movie as a sequel to Unbreakable. And as for Unbreakable, I wouldn't go as far as calling it the greatest Shyamalan movie ever made, period, as everybody says it is, but it is still one of the rare times where Mr. Shyamalan made a great movie, and its twist ending made me go, Shyamalan, you've outdone yourself. Glass is the last Jedi of 2019 already, judging by how divisive it is, while fans seem happy with the final product. Critics not so much. Critics are bashing this movie with a low 36% on Rotten Tomatoes. So whose side am I on in this divided opinion of Glass? I am on the same page with the critics. Sorry, fans. This was not the perfect conclusion to the Unbreakable trilogy I was looking for. Shyamalan, you let me down once again. Yeah, this is by far the weakest in the Unbreakable trilogy. It isn't a patch on Unbreakable or Split, but don't get me wrong, that's awesome if the fans are loving it so much and they're satisfied. And it's okay to either love or hate this movie. It's okay to love or hate any divisive film, but as for me, I would have done this movie differently, severely differently, in fact. But not that this is a piece of shit. It's just a meh conclusion as a whole. So let's get to my positives first. Every single member of the cast totally crushes it in this movie. The performances are by far my favourite part of the entire movie. Like Bruce Willis reprises his role from Unbreakable 19 years later, and he didn't have any problem whatsoever in giving and he didn't have any problem whatsoever returning as this character. This is Bruce Willis's first good performance in some time, to say the least. Because the previous movie I saw him in was A Good Day to Die Hard, and well, that was a good day for that franchise to die. But he's finally caring about his acting once again, and Samuel L. frickin' Jackson as Elijah / Mr. Glass. He's stupendously satisfying. This is one of the more He's stupendously satisfying. This is one of the darker and more intimidating roles from him. Yeah, and as Samuel, you can do drama as well as comedy, man. And James McAvoy as Kevin, with his infinite range of personalities that he carries this movie, literally. Yeah, he is the greatest of the cast, and if he is snubbed of Best Actor, then the Academy can grow screw themselves. I have seen a few actors that can pull off that range of impressions that he can. And isn't it awesome we have Charles Xavier and Nick Fury in a movie together for the first time? And Sarah Paulson as Ellie, the psychological doctor, she is magnificent. I absolutely loved her, what the direction the story took with her character and her relationship with the three inmates, and even Cassie from Split returns in this movie, and even her character has some shining moments, and the first act of this movie was the part where I thought was okay, M. Night said, you have me hooked, but the movie after that never lives up to that first act. Now here's where we come to the part where you Unbreakable fans are going to hate me, my negatives, and I have plenty of negatives. The plot of this movie after the first act, when then the mental institution, it is all over the place, because M. Night Shyamalan just couldn't get enough of his crazy plot twists that he forgot to add the focus into his scripts. The time they spend in the mental institution, it's incredibly boring and a snooze fest. That's and that mental institution, there is nothing distinguishable about it. There's nothing gripping about it. The plot never did anything amazing. The plot never went the extra mile for me, and it should have for the final chapter. And this movie has excruciatingly bad pacing because of that. And even worse is M. Night Shyamalan's closest friend, Mr. Exposition. All this movie is talk, 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 and no show. They tell you what's happening. They tell you everything without showing it. M. Night hasn't learned from the last Arsebender. Even the action sequences we do get fall short because M. Night sucks at directing action. We could see that in his action for The Last Airbender, in the action for Unbreakable, controversial opinion, and even the action from Split was the weakest part of that movie. He isn't an action director. I'm sorry, but he needs to get a different director to direct his action sequences. And finally, here we go. The one part of Glass that I hated more than any other was the ending. The ending, to be generous, fucking sucked. It's the classic Shyamalan twist ending, but this I have not seen a twist ending that made me go WTF this much since The Last Jedi. The entire reveal, it felt like a setup for a fourth movie, even though this is supposed to be the final installments, not according to Shyamalan, who just can't stay away. But if you're okay with this ending, then props to you. I personally wasn't whatsoever. But overall, guys, Glass is the first letdown of 2019. I'm sure, I guarantee How to Train Your Dragon 3: The Hidden World will be a better conclusion to a trilogy than this. I give Glass 2 stars out of 5. Meh movie. You can see why Shamalyan released Glass in January, because he simply didn't put the effort in. Oh well, we still have Unbreakable and Split. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Glass? Are you with the critics or the fans? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram and on Pinterest. And I'll see you all next time when I continue my DreamWorks reviews with the underrated Shark Tale. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.